What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Fraser, your host, and today we're taking a look at Michael, the 2026 film directed by Antoine Fuqua and starring Jaafar Jackson, Colman Domingo, and Nia Long. And as always, we're answering one simple question. Is it worth your time? Let's get into it. I'm a complete sucker for a music biopic. There's something about seeing the story behind an iconic artist that just pulls me in every time. Rocket Man is still one of my favorites. Bohemian Rhapsody as well. Even Elvis had moments that genuinely floored me. So when Michael hit cinemas, I knew it was heading straight to the top of my list. I also grew up with Michael Jackson's music. It was everywhere. The radio, music television, family barbecues, school discos. Walking into this one felt personal in a way that not many films do. Before we get into it, worth knowing what this film is and what it isn't. It covers Michael's rise to superstardom, the Jackson 5, the early solo career, the peak. It doesn't touch the controversies of his later life. That was a deliberate choice, and honestly, I think it was the right one. The film's strongest material is in the opening act. Michael growing up inside the Jackson family. It's gripping from the start. You feel the dynamic immediately, the brothers' bond, Catherine's warmth, and Joe's relentless drive. As the Jackson 5 break through, you watch their world transform. More success, more money, more expectations. But underneath all of it is a kid carrying more than any child should. As Michael moves into his solo career, the relationship with Joe becomes the emotional engine of the film. Joe has controlled everything for years. Michael knows he needs to take the wheel. Those scenes are uncomfortable at times, but they work because you understand both men, even when you don't agree with either of them. Now, let's talk performances, because this is where the film earns its place. Jaafar Jackson is extraordinary. There were moments where I lost track of who I was watching. The physicality, the movement, the voice. He's absorbed all of it. But what makes it work is that it never tips into impression. It feels like acting, not mimicry. That's a hard line to walk when you're playing someone as iconic as Michael Jackson, and he stays on the right side of it throughout. Don't sleep on Colman Domingo either. He plays Joe Jackson, and he's magnetic in every scene. I've been a fan of his for a while now. I really enjoyed him in Disclosure Day, and if you haven't seen him in Netflix The Four Seasons, I'd point you straight there. He's the kind of performer who can hold your attention while saying almost nothing. His scenes opposite Jaafar are some of the best in the film. You feel decades of tension in every exchange. Joe Jackson is a man capable of building a legacy and breaking the people inside it at the same time. Domingo never lets you forget either half of that. Of course, the music has to deliver, and it does. Billie Jean, Beat It, Thriller, Bad, Smooth Criminal, one after another, they just keep coming. I found myself smiling through so many of those sequences. The film also takes time to show the creative process, Michael working alongside Quincy Jones. And those scenes are fascinating. One of my favourite stretches covers the making of Thriller. Seeing how that music video came together was a real highlight. It's a reminder that Michael Jackson wasn't just producing hits, he was reshaping culture. It's not a perfect film. The prosthetic makeup is the biggest issue. Michael's appearance changed dramatically over the years, and the film has to cover that. But there were moments where I was watching the makeup rather than the performance underneath it. It's not enough to break the film, but it is distracting in places. The pacing is the other thing. Michael Jackson's life is enormous, and fitting it into one film means some chapters fly past too quickly. I didn't feel shortchanged, but I did leave wanting more. My frame 70 moment wasn't a performance piece or a musical number. It was subtler than that. It was the moment you feel Michael stop being a member of the Jackson family and become something else entirely. The king of pop. That shift is handled beautifully, and it's what kept coming back to me long after the credits rolled. The film closes around the Bad Tour in 1988, Michael at the absolute peak of his powers. It feels deliberate. The door is clearly open for more, and given how much of his story remains untold, I'd be very interested to see where they take it. Final thoughts. This one's hard to fault for long. Some of the pacing is rushed and the prosthetics pull you out occasionally, but the performances are excellent. The music is phenomenal, and Jaafar Jackson does something remarkable in the lead role. The best measure of a music biopic is what you do when you get home. I went straight to YouTube and spent an hour deep in Michael Jackson's catalogue. That's not a coincidence. That's the film doing exactly what it should. The Frame, 70 verdict for Michael. This is a really enjoyable watch. The performances are exceptional. The music is timeless, and Jaafar Jackson carries it in a way very few actors could. If you're a biopic fan, you'll have a great time with this one. It's probably a little late to catch it in cinemas now, but the moment it hits digital or streaming, get it on the list. Turn the volume up and enjoy the ride. Thanks for listening to Frame 70 movie and TV reviews. If you enjoyed today's review, you can follow Frame 70 wherever you get your podcasts and find us at frame70.com. And before we go, let's remember something that sits right at the heart of this show. Movies are subjective. The way a film impacts me might be completely different to the way it impacts you. A movie I connect with might leave someone else completely cold. A film that doesn't work for me might become one of your all-time favorites. And that's okay. That's part of what makes movies worth talking about in the first place. There are no right or wrong opinions here, only different experiences. So watch widely, stay curious, and remember, movies are subjective. Until next time, I'm Fraser, and this has been Frame 70.